Will you all please rise and join me in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First of all, I would just like to welcome everybody tonight to the Senior Assembly. At this time, we're going to go through the awards and scholarships that all the seniors have won this year, and just like to thank you all for being with us tonight. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the Senior Assembly 2003. After 86 or 87 classes that have come through Caldwell High School in this building, we do have a special group of kids that will be the last group to have attended all 4 years in this building, and they're a special bunch of kids and we will miss them very much. As you will see tonight, they will have achieved a lot in their 4 years here, and academically, athletically, and we're going to miss them very much, but I'm not going to cry, Callie, when you're gone. First award tonight is the Dale Dennis Excellence in Education Award. It is an award that is voted on by the faculty and staff. It is in honor of Dale Dennis, who is the Deputy Commissioner of the Kansas State Department of Education. The characteristics that they vote on for this award are citizenship, service, scholarship, and common sense. This year's winner of the Dale Dennis Excellence in Education Award is Callie Brewy. The next award is the Kansas State High School Activities Association Citizenship Award. It too is voted on by the staff and faculty. It is given to one male and one female student, and it is based on what they call the 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and reverence. This year's winners are Sarah Lundgren and Andrew Tyler. Earlier this year in September, there was a banquet held at Wellington, and it is put on by Kansas University to honor the top 10% in each senior class throughout the county. They have already received their dictionaries, I believe, but would like for them to stand and be recognized at this time. Ashley Ward and Sarah Lundgren. As I got my Caldwell Messenger today, I opened it up and saw a nice picture of one of our students and the governor. This student has already received her award, but she needs to be recognized as the governor's scholar from Caldwell High School, and that person is Ashley Ward. This evening at the academic awards banquet held in the gym, we did pass out academic letters, recognized top 10%. They have received their certificates and medals, letters, but I want the following students to please stand and be recognized. These students all had a grade point average of 3.5 and above this year. Callie Brewy, Ashley Ward, Sarah Lundgren, Keith Baker, Jason Kraft, Lindsay Schneider, Jessica Yunker, and Carmen Mandeville. Give them a round of applause. The top 10% in this class this year was Callie Brewy and Ashley Ward. We also give awards for students that are graduating with honors. All 5 of these students are also members of the National Honor Society. They have 3.5 grade point average through 7 semesters of high school. They will be the students on Sunday wearing gold cords and gold and blue cords. If they would please stand and be recognized. Callie Brewy, Sarah Lundgren, Lindsay Schneider, Ashley Ward, and Jessica Yunker. These 3 students have also received their Principal's Award at the academic banquet tonight. Not only do they have a 3.5 weighted GPA over 7 semesters, they also scored in the top 75 percentile on their ACT test. Callie Brewy, Sarah Lundgren, and Ashley Ward. Last year, as juniors, this class took the state reading assessment test, and we had 3 students that scored in the advanced category in reading. These students are, and I do have certificates this time, Ashley Ward, Jason Kraft, and Callie Brewy. Now, in addition to these 3 students meeting the standard of excellence, this whole class was one of the 29 schools throughout the state of Kansas out of 390 schools that received the state standard of excellence from the Kansas State Department of Education. And they also last fall received the Challenge Award of Excellence from the Governor's Confidence in Public Education Task Force. I would like for the whole class to stand and be recognized because it is a class honor and the only one that we've had so far in the state of testing. Each year, the Topeka Capital Journal posts the academic all-state team, as they do for athletics and other things. This year, receiving honorable mention on the academic all-state team is Ashley Ward. And the final awards that I have to give out tonight are the salutatorian and valedictorian awards. This year's salutatorian is Sarah Lundgren. And this year's class valedictorian is Ashley Ward.
Each year, the College of Engineering at Kansas State University recognizes an outstanding math and science student in the high schools throughout Kansas. This year, the award at Caldwell High School goes to Ashley Ward.
The first of many scholarship awards tonight is the Caldwell High School Student Council Award given to Callie Brewery for her dedication and leadership as president. The scholarship is worth $200. The Army Reserve out of Arkansas City, Kansas would like to recognize one male and one female outstanding scholar athlete from Caldwell High School this year. The outstanding female athlete is Sarah Lundgren. The outstanding male athlete, Andrew Tyler.
On behalf of the CHS Alumni Association, which I have to say every year you guys will be members officially after Sunday. It's always an honor on behalf of the CHS Alumni Association because we are involved with so many people in the community and surrounding areas. So it's always an honor to come up and present these scholarships. And wow, what some applications we had. It was very, very tough decisions this year. Everybody that applied was considered, and it was just an excellent class. And I'm very happy to reward 3 $2,000 scholarships to Callie Brewery, John Dixon, and Jessica Yunker.
This is the first year for the Dale E. Meshach Memorial Award. It was set up basically to honor students in the South Central Border League schools. It was based on athletic involvement, also on community involvement, church involvement, as well as academic. I am proud to announce that one of the recipients of this award is from CHS. There were 2 awards given this year. The recipient of this award this year is Sarah Lundgren.
The Caldwell Lions Club this year is awarding 2 $500 scholarships. The first goes to Andrew Tyler. And the second to Lindsay Schneider. Mr. and Mrs. A.L. Chase Educational Trust was established by A.L. Chase, former Justice of the Peace of Wellington. The awards are based primarily on scholastic achievement and are available to deserving graduating students of the accredited high schools of Sumner County. The scholarship is worth $1,000. This year's winner is Ashley Ward. Thelma L. Fisk, a lifelong resident of the Caldwell area, was born on a farm in Oklahoma south of Drury that her father, Edward Murrison, homesteaded in the opening of the Cherokee Strip. She was living on this farm with her husband, Ralph Fisk, at the time of her death in 1983. Thelma taught in the Caldwell and surrounding area schools for 27 years. After she was married in 1936, she quit teaching and did not resume her career until her daughter, Marlene, was a freshman at Caldwell High School in 1954. The 11 years prior to her retirement in 1974 were spent teaching the second grade at Caldwell Elementary. Thelma was a dedicated teacher who believed in the importance of a good education. A scholarship appropriately symbolizes the value she placed on education. The scholarship is worth $300. This year's award winner is Sarah Lundgren. The F.A. Petrick Award, which annually goes to the valedictorian of the senior class, is worth $250 and goes to Ashley Ward. The first annual Chad Schwartfeger Memorial Scholarship is a scholarship in the amount of $500 and goes to Lindsay Schneider. The Sumner County Rural Electric Company would like to award Jason Kraft with a $750 scholarship award. And Walmart of Wellington would like to award a $1,000 scholarship to Cali Brewery. Betty Tidwell served the Caldwell Unified School District 360 for 31 years from 1960 to 1991 as secretary to the superintendent and bookkeeper clerk for the school hot lunch program. The many students who attended Caldwell schools during those years became in many respects a part of her extended family. Becky's support of student activities throughout the years and after her retirement was a reflection of her dedication to the youth of Caldwell. A scholarship in her memory appropriately symbolizes the value she placed on education. Also sponsored by the Stock Exchange Bank, this scholarship is worth $500 and goes to Ashley Ward. The Charles Baker Memorial has this year decided to offer two $500 scholarships. The first one goes to Andrew Tyler. And the second to Cali Brewery. Zeke Zukowski served the Caldwell School District for 19 years as head of maintenance. The many students and faculty who attended Caldwell schools during Zeke's years became very fond of his dedication to the school and students of Caldwell. A scholarship in his memory appropriately symbolizes the values he placed on our youth and education. The scholarship is worth $300 and goes to Jory Hutzler. The Imagine America Scholarship has offered two awards for students attending the Westwood College of Technology in Denver, Colorado. The first recipient for $1,000 is Jason Dreiling. And the second recipient of $1,000, Andrew Tyler.
This is the 10th year for Can Oakland to hand out scholarships, and last year we gave away 6 $1,000 scholarships. This year we're giving away 8, and we were lucky enough to have 2 from Caldwell that earned a scholarship. The first one is for Sarah Lundgren. And the second one goes to Jason Dreiling.
On behalf of the Caldwell Janes, we'd like to present a $600 scholarship to Jessica Yunker.
Other notable scholarships that the students have received throughout the year and have accepted for next year at the institutions they will be attending are as follows. Ashley Ward has received 4 different awards. The first one, the K-State Foundation Award, worth $3,250 per year to Kansas State University. Another one from K-State called the Engineering Award, worth $500 per year. A Family and Community Educational Award worth $1,000, and a PEO Award worth $100. Jason Kraft has received an ACT Academic Award at Cali County Community College, valued at approximately $950 per semester. Seth Bohr has accepted the Challenge Award from Emporia State University, worth $500 per semester. John Dixon has received 3 awards from Fort Hays State University. The first, the Bronze Academic Award, worth $400. The second, an Award of Excellence in Physics for $250, and a Housing Award worth $250. Brian Smith has accepted the Challenge Award from Emporia State University, worth $500 per semester. Callie Brewery has accepted a Volleyball Athletic Scholarship at Hutchinson Community College, valued at approximately $950 per semester, and has accepted a Presidential Leadership Award at Hutchinson Community College, worth $500 per semester. Jessica Yunker has accepted the Challenge Award from Emporia State University at $500 per semester. Jason Dreiling has also got another award from the Westwood College of Technology, valued at $1,000. Lindsay Snyder has accepted the Challenge Award at Emporia State University for $500 per semester. Nick Schaefer has accepted a Football Athletic Scholarship at Independence Community College, worth $950 per semester. Carmen Mandeville has accepted a Dance Line Scholarship at Cali County Community College, worth $950 per semester. Keith Baker has accepted an Instrumental Music Award at Cali County Community College and has accepted a Dean Scholarship Award, valued at approximately $950 per semester, and I have a certificate for that, Keith, if you'd come up. Jory Hutzler has accepted 2 scholarships at Cali County Community College. The first is the Boyer Educational Trust, worth $500, and the second, a agricultural scholarship, valued at approximately $720 per semester, and I have a certificate for that, Jory. And the last one, Sarah Lundgren, has 3 scholarships to Wichita State University. The first, a volleyball athletic scholarship valued at $6,000 per year. The Jardine Academic Award at WSU valued at $3,000 per year. And the PEO Award valued at $100. Congratulations to all.
Now that all the scholarships and awards have been given out, the seniors would like to put on their own little program and read through the senior book. And I would just like to remind everyone before we get started that it's all in good fun. We don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. We just want to have one last laugh before we leave. So we'll get started with that. Thank you.
speak or am I going to speak? Tell them what we're doing.
You can.
We're going to read off the senior songs. Keith Baker, Iron Man.
Seth Bohr, Hey Good Looking, What You Got Cooking.
Callie Brewy, Country Girl.
Jessica Sink, Brown Eyed Girl.
Jason Kraft, When the Lights Go Down.
John Dixon, Mr. Roboto.
Jason Dreiling, Dazed and Confused.
Benny Falkenberg, Skater Boy.
Micah Grine, Coming to America.
Jory Hutzler, Green Acres.
Sarah Lundgren, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better.
Carmen Mandeville, Dancing Queen.
Brady Modelmog, I'm a Slave, Wrapped Around Her Finger, and Want to Talk About Me.
Lindsay Natala, Cowboy Take Me Away.
Josh Perry, Jesus Freak.
Nick Schaefer, Big Truck.
Lindsay Schneider, She Works Hard for the Money.
Nikki Schaefer, On the Road Again.
Brian Smith, I'm Too Sexy. Andrew Tyler, Rockin' Robin.
Ashley Ward, I Got Knocked Down, But I Get Up Again.
And Jessica Yunker, What's Going On.
Now Ashley and I will read the Can You Imagine? Can you imagine Keith Baker playing the piccolo?
Can you imagine Seth Bohr not sucking up to the teachers?
Can you imagine Callie Brewy being on time?
Can you imagine Jessica Sink wearing pastels?
Can you imagine Jason Kraft teaching driver's ed?
Can you imagine John Dixon being loud and boisterous?
Can you imagine Jason Dreiling in Wranglers?
Can you imagine Ben Falkenberg being a police officer?
Can you imagine Micah not smiling?
Can you imagine Jory Hustler with a perm?
Can you imagine Sarah Lundgren not stating her own opinion?
Can you imagine Carmen Mandeville not arguing with the referees?
Can you imagine Brady Modelmog not getting everything he wants?
Can you imagine Lindsay Natala with short black hair?
Can you imagine Josh Perry in a satanic cult drinking the Kool-Aid first?
Can you imagine Nick Schaefer playing for the Dallas Cowboys?
Can you imagine Lindsay Schneider not being peppy?
Can you imagine Nikki Schaefer being the first to participate?
Can you imagine Brian Smith driving slow?
Can you imagine Andrew Tyler being lazy?
Can you imagine Ashley Ward without the head bob?
No. Can you imagine Jessica Yunker breaking a sweat?
Me and Sarah are going to read 20 years from now.
20 years from now, Keith Baker will be a professional carpenter.
20 years from now, Seth Bohr will be the next Emerald.
20 years from now, Callie Brewy will be advertising for Bowflex.
20 years from now, Jessica Sink will own her own tattoo parlor or bar.
20 years from now, Jason Kraft will own his uncle's Western wear store.
20 years from now, John Dixon will be playing for the Harlem Globetrotters.
20 years from now, Jason Dreiling will bring back tie-dye to mainstream fashion.
20 years from now, Ben Falkenberg will be a masseuse.
20 years from now, Micah Grine will be the German ambassador for the United States.
20 years from now, Jory Hutzler will be the biggest farmer in Sumner County. 20 years from now, Sarah Lundgren will design clothes for tall people.
20 years from now, Carmen Mandeville will be Miss December.
20 years from now, Brady Modelmog will still be trying to find his true love.
20 years from now, Lindsay Natala will be Lindsay Ledoux.
20 years from now, Josh Perry will be teaching javelin safety at a track clinic.
20 years from now, Nick Schaefer will be driving monster trucks.
20 years from now, Lindsay Schneider and Jessica Yunker will be singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
20 years from now, Nikki Schaefer will be directing a national paintball tournament.
20 years from now, Brian Smith will be driving in NASCAR.
20 years from now, Andrew Tyler will be Callie's Bowflex partner.
20 years from now, Ashley Ward will be the next Judge Judy.
Straight out?
And now each senior will say their wills. I, Jessica Yunker, will my beloved Tetris game to Brittany Nispel to occupy her time during sociology.
I, Ashley Ward, will my ability to keep all my perverted comments to myself to my beloved Jode Lebeda.
I, Callie Brewy, will my number 10 jersey to Amanda Eckerman.
I, Josh Perry, will my hard hitting in football to my little brother Jesse Perry and my best friend Guy Everton.
I, John Dixon, will my ability to follow my heart to all underclassmen.
I, Seth Bohr, will my rank as Scholars Bowl team captain to Guy Evertson.
I, Lindsay Natala, will my ability not to create drama in yearbook class to anyone in need.
I, Keith Baker, will my derby car to Antone Reynolds.
I, Brady Motamog, will my ability to have fun in ISS for 3 days from meeting the track team to Calvin Colazzo.
I, Jory Hutzler, will my ability to work to anyone who sits around their house and is a bum.
I, Jason Dreiling, will Coulter Potts the ability to mellow out when his temper flares.
I, Carmen Mandeville, will my ability to dance and to put up with Thane next year to John Fox.
I, Ben Falkenberg, will my ability to anybody that needs an ability to have an ability.
I, Jason Kraft, will my ability to not sing on the bus to Charlene Mattingly, Kelsey Creed, Amanda Langford, and Lauren Hutzler.
I, Sarah Lundgren, will my height to Biggie.
I, Brian Smith, will my ability to be a little more shy on the interstate to Lauren Hutzler and Charlene Mattingly.
I, Lindsay Schneider, will my ability to be the cheerleading slave driver to Amanda Langford and Charlene Mattingly.
I, Nick Schaefer, will my ability to always show up late without punishment to anyone in need.
I, Andrew Tyler, will the other 50% of my truck to Biggie.
Me and Benny are going to read the Remember Wins.
Remember when Keith Baker chased after Stacey Schmidt?
Remember when Seth Bohr had a rat tail?
Remember when Callie Brewy had a side ponytail?
Remember when Jessica Sink had natural hair color?
Remember when Jason Kraft wasn't late for class?
Remember when John Dixon didn't love basketball?
Remember when Jason Dreiling dated nearly all the girls in the class?
Remember when Ben Falkenberg was a star athlete?
Remember when Micah Green always said, "I don't know"?
Remember when Jory Hutzler slurped his loogies back up?
Remember when Sarah Lundgren was the same height as the rest of us? Remember when Carmen Mandeville wore a neck brace?
Remember when Brady Modelmog lived at his own house?
Remember when Lindsay Natala wasn't boy crazy?
Remember when Josh Perry wasn't talking about fishing?
Remember when Nick Schaefer got lost at the Alabaster Caverns?
Remember when Lindsay Schneider stapled her thumb on the 3rd grade project?
Remember when Nikki Schaefer had long hair?
Remember when Brian Smith didn't complain about homework assignments?
Remember when Andrew Tyler highlighted the word sex in the dictionary?
Remember when Ashley Ward was fat?
Remember when Jessica Yunker cracked her head open at the Presbyterian Church?
Brian and I will be reading the Who's Who in the 6th grade.
Brandy Thomas, most talkative.
Jessica Yunker, the nicest.
Brenda Richards, the clumsiest.
David Calling, the class clown.
Ashley Ward, the smartest.
Josh Perry, the most annoying.
Lindsay Natala, the animal lover.
Carmen Mandeville, the classiest.
John Neal, the troublemaker.
Rebecca Clark, the giggliest.
Ben Falkenberg,
Sorry, Benny.
the fastest runner.
Robbie Webster, the procrastinator.
Colby Short, the funniest.
Brian Smith, the most hyper.
Callie Brewery, the prettiest.
Keith Baker, the most mature.
Nikki Schaefer, the prettiest hair.
Stacy Schmidt, the most daring.
Lindsay Snyder, the best singer.
Sarah Lundgren, the artist.
Jory Hutzler, the cutest.
Seth Bohr, the best actor/actress.
Andrew Tyler, the most athletic.
Like, I typed it. I didn't do it. Jessica Sink, the neatest.
Jason Dreiling, the most handsome.
Nick Schaefer, the biggest smile.
John Dixon, most likely to succeed.
Kelsey Herbig, teacher's pet.
Okay, finally, since we're leaving the school and everything, we thought we'd give out a few gifts. The first one is to Mr. Jameson. Where's he at? Okay, first of all, we got you an address book. So you can put all of our names and our school and our addresses in here because we know you're going to miss us. And then second of all, we got you a dartboard. So you can put all the troublemakers' faces up here and you can throw darts at them. I'll say one more. Okay. Second, we got Lorraine something. Is Lorraine here? Okay, we'll give it to her later. Just to say thank you for all her hard work over the years.
Mr. Neal. Where's he at? He's right there. Oh. As our class sponsor, we got him a chair so he can sit and relax for once at track meets and at track practice because everybody knows he's running everywhere.
And then finally, we got a present for Coach Mack just to say thank you for all her hard work over the years.
The video? Go ahead and announce it.
Now we're going to show our class video. We're going to watch the video. Oh my God.
Every now and then we find a special friend who never lets us down, who understands it all, reaches out each time we fall. such a gentle mind. If you lose your way, think back on yesterday. Remember me this way. Ooh, remember me this way. I don't need eyes to see the love you bring to me, no matter where I go. And I know that you'll be there forevermore upon me everywhere. I'll always care. I'll make a wish for you and hope it will come true. That life will just be kind to such a
right, I would just like to say thank you for coming to everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you.
When I look back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I'll look and see your face. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. Will you show me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach? And I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. I owe so much to you. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. 'Cause I always saw in you my life, my strength. And I want to thank you now for all the ways you were right there for me. You were right there for me. For always. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. There you'll be.
As the first speaker of the afternoon, let me begin by welcoming everyone here, including all the faculty, our friends and family, and most of all, my fellow graduates. I'm sure I speak for the rest of my class when I say that I am honored to have you all here to be with us on this very important day in our lives. For the last week, it seems that everyone has been asking me about this speech. Usually I ask if I've started and how it's going. And until about 3 hours ago, I was telling them that I hadn't started. As today was getting closer, I began by saying that it was all up here in my head, that I just need to put it on paper, but that was a lie. The truth of the matter is, I began writing this speech when I was only a freshman. Now, some of you might think that is rather bumptious. Thanks for the word, Mrs. Fitzsimmons. However, for the last 3 years of my life, I have known that I wanted to be valedictorian. And for the last 3 years, I have worked to achieve this, and I started working on my speech as well. Over these years, I have added things, taken things out, and a couple of weeks ago, I threw the whole thing away. It was junk. I babbled about how I thought my fellow graduates could be successful, and I babbled about how this was a cornerstone in our lives, blah, blah, blah. You all already know that. I guess I realized that everything I had written my classmates already knew. Then I asked a friend of mine who graduated from Caldwell just last year for advice. I asked him, what should I say? This is my last time to talk to my classmates. What should I leave behind? And he said, I shouldn't write a speech. He said, just wing it. The audience doesn't really care what you have to say. Just keep it short and get off the stage. Well, sorry, Matt Johnston, but you're going to listen to everything I have to say. I want to begin by addressing my teachers and faculty. I want to thank you all for everything you have done for this class. You have not only given us a valuable education, but you have supported us in everything we have done. You have tried to instill in us the values that it will take to succeed later in life. Though we griped about all the homework, and this class probably had one of the worst cases of senioritis imaginable, you all stuck with us. And I'm sure I speak for the rest of my class when I say thank you and that you will not be forgotten. Second, I would like to talk to everyone else in the crowd today. If you are sitting in this gym, you have obviously had some impact on one of the graduating seniors. Whether you are a family member or a friend, you have helped make who they are today. I don't mean to brag, but this is a class that has turned out very well in my opinion, and every one of you in the audience has helped, so thank you. Finally, and most importantly, I would like to briefly talk to my fellow graduates. Like I said earlier, I have put a great deal of thought into what I would like to say to you all. I thought about telling you how to be successful, but you obviously know that. Even though people don't always realize it, graduating high school is a huge accomplishment. There are thousands of people who won't even make it this far, so obviously you know how to be successful. I thought about babbling about how it is such a huge milestone in our lives, but everyone knows that, and you're obviously smart since you're graduating, so I don't need to tell you that. Finally, after lots of thought and a lot of grief, I thought about a paper I wrote for my comp class with Mrs. Wolf. She asked us to write an innocence to experience paper, a paper describing an event in our lives when we had an epiphany or generally became a little more mature. I thought and thought about what to write about, and I couldn't think of any life-altering experience that would be a good subject. I really haven't had any yet, honestly. Finally, I realized that it wasn't necessarily the event, but the emotion that I felt during the event that mattered. With this in mind, I thought back to my final volleyball match. No, don't worry, I'm not going to feed you full of how much I miss volleyball. There's a bigger point to the story. We had just finished the championship match at Hayes, and I had just showered. I came out of the locker room, and everyone was gone, and the gym was empty. I walked out on the court one last time just to get a look around, and I began to cry. Why, you might wonder? Well, I realized not only would I never be playing volleyball again, but I realized that this was the first of many endings to come. And as the majority of you know, endings are sad. I realized that everything I knew was about to come to an end. I, like many of my classmates, have never gone to school outside of Caldwell. I have never gone to school with anyone other than the classmates sitting in front of me. And basically, Caldwell is the only home I have ever known, and that was all coming to an end. I wrote my paper about this realization, and after editing my rough draft, Mrs. Wolf wrote on the back of my paper, "This is not the beginning of the end, but only the end of the beginning." This got me to thinking a great deal. This comment made me realize something that I should have known a long time ago, that this is merely the beginning. We have our whole lives ahead of us, and life is full of change. This is just one of those many changes. I, myself, didn't want things to change. I liked high school. I liked my friends. I even liked Caldwell, and I was scared. But what I'm going to tell you today is to don't be scared. There's a whole world outside of Caldwell, and I urge you not to be afraid of the changes coming our way, but to embrace them. Go out into the world and experience all it has to offer. Go live the rest of your lives, and after today, don't dwell on what you are losing. Yes, we are losing a great home, great friends, and a great school. However, think more of what we are gaining. We are gaining the ability to go out and live for the first time and make something of ourselves on our own, and that is a great opportunity. Before I leave the stage, I would like to say one last thing to my fellow graduates, and that is thank you. I said I wasn't going to cry. Thank you so much for the last 12 years you have given me, because they were amazing, and I couldn't have asked for a better class. I love each and every one of you, and if you remember anything from what I've said today, remember that. Thank you.
Dr. Marshall, Mr. Jameson, Board of Education, faculty, family, and friends. The long-awaited year of 2003 has finally come. I remember in second grade when we couldn't even imagine the year 2000, much less our graduating year, 2003. Since then, much time has passed, many eventful times in our lives have gone by, and we as a class have stuck together and overcome many obstacles. Many of these events have happened at school. For example, as a class, we have survived a harmful school intruder, or Code Blue in Lorraine's terms, a school fire, and a school under construction. Each different event created new problems for our school. However, we pulled together and successfully conquered each issue. Not all of these events occurred at school, and it was proved to be fate that the class would stick together as friends, no matter where we were or what problems the world threw at us. The most recent dilemma happened less than a week ago. It was the last night during our senior trip to Osage Beach, Missouri, when our cabin of 7 girls was visited by vandalistic attackers, or so we thought. I woke up in the middle of the night to vicious pounding on my window. Then I fully awoke to hear Lindsay and Jessica's voices from the living room arguing as loud as they could in a whisper with Callie, Ashley, and Carmen over who was going to get up and see where the noise was coming from. Keep in mind that we were all in separate rooms yelling in a whisper to each other across the cabin. This all came to a quick halt when it was then decided by the severe pounding that this person or persons did not intend for us to come to the door. After more pounding and panic, we all decided to pile into Callie, Ashley, and Carmen's room in a hurry where we could all be together. As I opened my door to go across the hall, I looked down only to see Lindsay and Jessica army crawling into the other girls' room. After packing 7 girls into 2 beds and shaking in fear for over an hour, the pounding came to an end. As the sun rose the next morning, we realized that we had stuck together and survived the terrifying night, which, come to find out, was provoked by a few of our own ornery boys. All throughout our years of school, we have stuck together and been able to do anything. I believe, after all we've been through, that we are ready to go out and conquer whatever comes our way. Whether it is stressful, frustrating, or scary, I know each and every one of us can make it in whatever we set our minds to, even if it is a few of our own ornery boys trying to scare us. To my classmates, I wish you all the best of luck next year in whatever you do. I want to thank my family and friends for making the last 12 years of my life as memorable as they have been. I love you and will miss you all. God bless and thank you.
Thank you, Ashley and Sarah. I have the privilege of introducing our commencement speaker for the class of 2003. I'll have to refer to my notes because he's done so doggone many things I can't keep them all in my head, but Dr. Randy Turk is currently serving as an associate professor in the Department of Administration, Counseling, Education, and School Psychology at Wichita State University. If I could, let me give you a little bit of background information about Dr. Turk, and I think you'll enjoy his talk with all of you even more. Dr. Turk graduated in, well, I won't give the year. I'll let him give that away. That's from Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana, with a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education. He went from there to the Air Force, where he went through pilot training school. He was a fighter pilot, director of flight safety for a tactical fighter wing in South Korea. He was director of safety at the U.S. Air Force Academy. He was a fighter air liaison for the Air Force Tactical Air Control Detachment and most of us don't even know what that is, but it sounded pretty important to me when I read it. He's was commander of the Air Force Tactical Air Control Detachment. He retired from the U.S. Air Force after 20 years as a lieutenant colonel. And I don't know, I've never asked Dr. Turk this question, but I wondered if he sat around for a week or two and said, well, I wonder what I ought to do now. Don't know that he did, but I'll tell you what he did do. He went back to school. He graduated in 1988 with a Master's of Science in Curriculum and Instruction, and that was from Seattle University in Seattle, Washington. He went from there to Texas A&M University, and he was granted his PhD in 1994. During that time, he also served as a junior high assistant principal and junior high principal, both in Washington and Texas. Now, we invited Dr. Turk today because he has many fine qualities that I admire, but probably the two that I admire most are that first, he's a lifelong learner, and I think he's evidenced that by his coursework and by his professional life. And he also has a great love of this country and a belief in it. So if you would, I'd like you to welcome Dr. Randy Turk to the podium.
Mr. Rader, Vice President of the Board, Dr. Marshall, Superintendent, Mr. Jameson, High School Principal, parents, friends, community members, and other guests, and most of all, the 22 young men and women graduating from Caldwell USD 360. I bring you my warmest welcome and greetings from Wichita State University. I am honored and humbled to be here today to be with you on such a memorable occasion. When Tim called and asked if I would deliver the speech, I was kind of taken back, and my first thought is, what could I do? What could I say? And then I reflected back 43 years ago in May of 1960 when I sit where you are today. I sat on the stage overlooking the high school gym where I'd spent Friday night playing basketball, and I had some really mixed emotions about graduation. I was proud, very proud of my accomplishments, but at the same time, I was very anxious about what lied ahead for me. I didn't know. I know that today you must share those feelings of pride, and well, you should. Graduating from high school is quite an accomplishment. A lot of young men and women that enter our school systems don't achieve what you've achieved today, so be very proud. But I would also say to you, share that pride with your family, with your teachers, and all of the staff at USD, educational staff at Caldwell USD 360. Because without them, you wouldn't be here. And if you don't share that, it's kind of a hollow pride. I think really you owe them quite a tribute for your support. As I said, I was a bit anxious because I didn't know what lay ahead. I didn't know what my journey of life would take me. I was going to college, I knew that, but what would happen, I didn't know. And you may share some of those anxieties today, and that's okay. I had those, and I didn't share them with anybody, so if you don't, that's okay. It's okay to have those anxieties. My message to you today will be brief. It's based on my journey since New Salem High School, and it comes from the heart. I'm going to ask you to consider some things as you partake on your life's journey. The things I ask you to accomplish will be easy, but will require some daily discipline. Will you stumble on this journey? Will you fail to do some of those things from time to time? Yes. Did I stumble? Most emphatically, yes, I did. I learned that it's not the fall that's important. The fall doesn't matter. It's what you do after the fall that really counts if you stumble in life. If you lay in self-pity, you will probably live a life of self-pity. But if you get up, brush your knees off, and charge ahead, you will be successful. And that's the secret. Get up and go. Learn from your mistakes. 30 years after graduation from Butler University, where I did my undergraduate in Indianapolis, Indiana, I returned for homecoming. And I had a chance to have a conversation with Dr. Nygaard, who was the dean of the School of Education when I was there. And as we're talking, he said, "Randy, what are you doing today? What are you doing these days?" And I said, "Well, I'm a professor at Wichita State University." And the look on his face of astonishment and wonderment was a picture. And I said, "Well, Dr. Nygaard, everybody gets a second chance." And he said, "Obviously, in your case, they do." I was not a very good undergraduate student, probably C+. But yet, I learned from my mistakes. And I went on, as Tim said, to be a fighter pilot in the Air Force for 20 years. I was a math teacher and a coach in public school system in Washington, an assistant principal there later, and then a principal in Texas. I am thankful for my difficulties and my struggles. Even though my mother and dad and family were not thankful and somewhat embarrassed by my struggles, those struggles allowed me to learn and to understand kids today that share some of my struggles. I never had a problem as a math teacher understanding why a kid did not understand a concept. I probably had not understood the same concept. I teamed up with a teacher who had a 4.0 in Washington University who did not understand kids that didn't have problems, but he understood the math concepts, and I made sure I learned from him to present those correctly. Do I recommend my path for learning? Probably not. There's an easier way to do it than I did. But I would, any failure you have, I would certainly try to learn from that. As Tim said, I believe in continuous learning. And I'm going to challenge you on a few things today, and one of those is to become a continuous learner. Why is that so important? Why is it so important to be a continuous learner in our time? Well, Ian Jukes, who is an educator, a teacher in Canada, and a futurist, he told us that what you learn in your freshman year in high school, 4 years later, when you're first year out of high school, 50% of what you learned will either be erroneous, incorrect, or maybe even obsolete. And that is no way a reflection of what you learned in school. It's the reflection of the changing of the times. Changing of the times. We are changing so rapidly. I can remember as a young adult looking back at my two grandfathers and just reflecting on what they had learned what they had seen during their lifetime. They saw the first car. They heard the story about the first airplane flight. They saw the first television, their first television. They listened to the first radio in their home. They eventually saw space travel on TV. And they come to realize the concept of electricity in their home. And I can remember thinking, there's no way in my lifetime I will ever experience what they did. Little did I know. Little did I know. Because the last 15 years I have experienced so many changes in my life, it's really hard to keep up with. And if I didn't commit myself to continuous learning, I think I'd be really behind. There's a new program every day coming out from my computer, and I haven't even mastered half of what's come out already. So I would challenge you to become a continuous learner. And I would also ask you not to wake up at the age of 30 or 40 and realize because you haven't learned that you're not qualified for half of the jobs that's available. I think learning is really important. To be a continuous learner, you should read something meaningful every day. Take a few minutes and read something meaningful. Now, I start every day with the comics. That doesn't count, but it's a good place to start. I try to read something meaningful every day, either from the newspaper or from a book. But the second part of that is be a critical thinker. Don't accept what the author says as the truth. It's the truth to the author. You need to question really the meaning of what the author said. And there's some questions that you should ask. How can I use in my life what they said? How do I feel about what I read? And how does this apply to my life and my work? How does that apply? It's through reading and reflecting that you build new knowledge, the knowledge that will keep you paced with the rapid change. Reading and reflecting will move you along the path of learning. Without both of those, merely reading will not do it. You need to be critical and reflect on what you've learned. The third thing that I would ask you to do, it's kind of the third R, is relationships. As you follow your path of learning, you should build relationships. Make time in your life to attend to the relationships of those around you, those that are dear to you. Whether it's family, future family, friends, nurture those relationships and keep those dear. Mary Parker Follett said back in the 1920s that we don't react or react to a person. We react to the interaction with that person. And what that means is, if someone comes to you in a bad mood, says something really grouchy or rude, you can respond in kind and be grouchy and rude. And sure enough, you will escalate that conversation to rudeness and inconsideration. But if you step back and say, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to be kind, and say something kind to the person, then you've got a pretty good chance to melt that hard feelings that they have. Even if you don't, you walk away from that conversation knowing full well that you modeled the behavior that makes you happy and hopefully would make others happy. I have a friend, Ian Gibson, a colleague, he's from Australia, and he said, you know, you have a choice. You can be right or you can be happy. And I thought about that for a while, and he said, you know, what I really mean is, when somebody says something that's not exactly correct, you don't have to correct them. Let it go. Let them feel good about what they said. Don't always be the expert. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to consider to do in your life, and these things I'm asking you to consider, I'm not asking you to do them, is to reach out. Reach out to those that you know. Reach out to those people you don't know. Be a volunteer. Give something back to your community. Direct a choir, coach a Little League baseball team, give time at church if that's appropriate. Give some time to your community, because it's through that we become a better person and the community around us becomes better. By reaching out, you can't make someone happy, but you can certainly model what it takes to be happy. About 5 centuries ago, a man named St. Francis of Assisi, he wrote words of life. He wrote a prayer, but it was really the words of life. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of that from his writings. But it's good words to live by, I believe. He said, where there's hatred, people dislike, bring love, bring compassion to that. He said, where people are injured or feel harmed, pardon. Be the first to forgive. It doesn't hurt to forgive and take responsibility. If there's doubt and uncertainty, give hope. Real hope, not false hope, but give real hope. Listen to the person, help them to understand how they can make their life better. How we do this, he goes on to suggest that we seek first to understand before we are understood. And Covey wrote about that about 10 years ago, and he said that seek first to understand. Listen to what the other person is saying. Don't think about what I'm going to say. Really honor that person by listening to him. And if you do that, that person feels really valued, at least for the amount of time that you're listening to them. And it's real obvious when somebody is listening and when somebody's not listening. I would also ask that you pardon, your forgiveness before someone else, and also reach out to console others before you reach for consolement yourself. In closing, I suggest that you be good to yourself and be good to others. Celebrate your success and wrestle your failures into success. Don't give up on your failures. Do that. There was a story about an executive in a company. He blows $1 million project. Gets a call from the head office. He's to go to corporate headquarters tomorrow, and he tells his wife as he packs his clothes, I'm going to get fired. It's obvious. He goes in, he meets with the president, he's got this big wall chart up, and he's got this multi-million-dollar project. And the president starts outlining what he wants him to do. And the young executive says, I thought you were going to fire me. I just blew $1 million deal. And he said, you think I'm going to fire you after we invested $1 million in you? I hope you learned from that failure. I expect you to be successful. He gave him a second chance, as I had. Being good to yourself does not merely mean putting yourself ahead of others. It does not mean that at all. It means know yourself, Know your strengths and like who you are. That's so important, like who you are. Psychologists tell us that a person must like herself or himself before they can honor and treat others with the respect they deserve. Celebrate life by being good to yourself and others. As I said, I'm from New Salem. New Salem is it's a Caldwell school district. It's a town of Caldwell. It's the community when I drove in, only it's in Indiana. It's the same size, it mirrors Caldwell so much. But the values, integrity, and ethics that I learned there as a youth travel with me around the world. When I'm involved in an ethical dilemma, and I teach ethics sometimes, there's two questions I always ask before I make a decision whether I should or should not do something. What would my mother say if she knew? And secondly, what would the community of New Salem say if they published this in the newspaper? They still are my listening board and decision board for making decisions, and it's been 40 years plus. Those questions, the answer to those questions make it very clear always what I should do. You too will always be from Caldwell. Don't forget that. As Ashley and Sarah so pointedly suggested to us about their feelings of leaving and what they've learned here. You're always going to be from Caldwell. What you learned will travel with you during your journey through life, no matter where it takes you. Yes, you'll change, but your core values will always be there. Use those core values intelligently. I thank you for the honor of being with you today. I congratulate you on your great accomplishment. Celebrate your life, but celebrate it wisely. Congratulations again. Thank you.
I had the option given to me by Dr. Turk whether to thank him or not, and I'm going to go ahead at this time and thank you for being here and presenting this message to our graduates. Dr. Marshall, Mr. Rader, Board of Education members, faculty, staff, patrons, parents, friends, and guests, I certify that these students have completed the requirements for graduation at Caldwell High School. Class, would you please proceed for the presentation of diplomas? At this time, we're going to clear the stage off. Parents and guests, you may move up closer to the stage if you wish to take pictures. The graduates will return to their seats and sit down after receiving their diplomas. Mrs. Wink, if I could get you to help me get the microphones out of the way, we will get ready to pass out diplomas. Diplomas here. Keith Lewis Baker. Tyrell Seth Bohr. Callie Marie Brewy. Jessica Lynn Sink. Congratulations, Jessica. Jason Ray Kraft. John Lee Dixon. Jason Paul Dreiling. Benjamin Paul Falkenberg. Micah Grine. Jory Shane Hutzler. Sarah Elizabeth Lundgren. Carmen Marie Mandeville. Congratulations. Brady Jordan Modelmog. Lindsay Lou Natala. Congratulations, Lindsay. Joshua Wayne Perry. Congratulations, Josh. Nolan Wayne Schaefer. Lindsay Diane Schneider. Alicia N. Schaefer. Brian Lee Smith. Andrew Charles Tyler. Ashley Renee Ward. Jessica Diane Yunker. Seniors, please stand and change your tassel to the right. Turn and face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Caldwell High School graduates of the class of 2003.
I don't know whether there's anything to it or not, but somebody inside said we got to do it all over again. Something went wrong.
Oh, good.
Congratulations to you.
Hey, thanks.
A left-hander is better than a right. Congratulations
Thank
to you. Good luck to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good luck.
Of course, I had to show up to my class.
Congratulations. Good luck to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Likewise.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got to do this.
Good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right, there you go. Congratulations.
Between April and May,
there's a big
change in
temperatures. I got a handshake from you. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Okay, I'll be tomorrow and paint it. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Cool.
Congratulations to you. Good luck.
Andrew Bud?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck out.
What's up, man?
Colorado.
Not much. I'll invite you to go hunting or fishing.
Let's do. Let's do.
Or golfing.
Does that go for the videographer also?
Yes.
Good.
You can bring the camera.
I'll do it. Good luck. We'll do an outdoor video.
All right.
Congratulations, young lady. Good luck to you.
Wow, count.
Congratulations, young
Thank
lady.
you.
Good luck to you.
Great
athlete. Best of luck in the future.
David!
Hi. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Missed you. It was
Hard worker.
Likewise.
Congratulations. Nice job up there.
Hey.
Very good.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Likewise.
Josh.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Pittsburgh, is it? Where you going?
Independence.
Independence. Good luck.
Appreciate everything a lot.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Likewise to you, sir. Congratulations.
Graduate,
Good luck to you.
All right. Good job, Baker.
I'll keep her out later.
That's